I was squatting in the forest busy. I did not notice at all that he was holding a thick wooden stick. He slowly approached me, his movements light, not a sound in his steps. Soon he stood beside me less than a meter away. I was still focused on my actions completely. Unaware that danger had arrived, suddenly a monster's roar came from deep in the forest. I jumped in fright, turned around tensely, saw nothing less than a foot behind me. He had raised the wooden stick I aimed at the back of my head. I fell to the ground with a thud, but there was no triumph on his face, only panic. He trembled as he dropped the stick, stood frozen, helpless. Seeing I hadn't moved for a while, he cautiously stepped forward to check on me. Next moment, he stepped on a trap beside me, hung high in the tree, unable to escape. After an unknown time, I woke from unconsciousness, slowly sat up, rubbing my neck, recalling what had just happened. Saw him suspended overhead. I immediately understood, could not believe my husband of 10 years would strike me so hard. Anger surged in my heart. I picked up a wooden stick from the ground, prepared to teach this ungrateful man a lesson. Just as I was about to strike, a flurry of footsteps sounded behind me. No one else should be on the island, impossible to have so many steps. I turned, smiled faintly at him, dropped the stick, bolted. He was puzzled. Next moment, a group of cannibal natives rushed forward. He was terrified, struggled desperately. Just before they arrived, threw his body onto a vine hit. Narrowly escaped the cannibals, moved away. He escaped the trap, ran in the opposite direction. Not far, he encountered greater danger. I held a bow, an arrow dressed as a hunter waiting there already. He tried to speak. I shot an arrow. The sharp arrow grazed his face deeply. Embedded in a tree trunk, the force made his scalp tingle. He couldn't believe it, looking at the arrow shaft. Did not understand why I would do this. Before he could react, I shot another arrow. He dodged just in time, or he would have died on the spot. He finally understood. I was determined to kill him. Hastily hid behind a tree, did not dare to show his head. During the stalemate, he had an idea, picked up a coconut, threw it far to the ground. The coconut exploded instantly. He rushed out from behind the tree, ran wildly, but arrows were fast as lightning. The path of escape was fraught with danger. Life hung by a thread. He ran blindly into a cannibal cave, but I caught him. I lifted a massive clay pot, smashed him to the ground unexpectedly. Seeing him unconscious, I panicked, hurriedly flipped him over, pressed on his chest with all my strength, tried to wake him. At this moment, I realized although I wanted to shoot him, I still loved him. Seeing him motionless, I bent down in despair, cried in self-reproach, perhaps sensing my feelings. Next moment, he sprang up like awakening from a dream. We stared at each other in silence, confirmed with our eyes, understood each other's hearts. The life or death conflict vanishes at this moment. The real test had just begun. No rescue in sight. The island full of cannibals, even with love, could not last long. Misfortune came one after another. We accidentally walked into a cannibal ambush, hit by poison blow darts. When I woke, I was captured deep into the tribe. Fortunately, the tribal chief did not intend to tear us apart alive. Unfortunately, I was too beautiful. The chief decided to offer me to the fire god. The man was dosed with anesthetic, drifted in a canoe toward the sea. The firewood was lit. The man floated to the waterfall. At the last moment, he awoke from unconsciousness, leapt, grabbed a rock, narrowly survived to save me. He secretly entered the tribe. When no one noticed, leaped forward in a single step, overturned the chief. Kicked away the firewood under me, unleashed incredible strength, uprooted the wooden stake. I was on. The cannibals were stunned. He carried me and ran toward the cliff. Jumped without hesitation hundreds of meters high. We were as small as leaves, but had put life and death aside, rapidly falling. Our feelings deepened under the astonished gaze of the cannibals. We plunged heavily into the sea, quickly floated to the surface. They threw spears. He flipped the wooden stake to block attacks, used a towel to cut the ropes, escaped ashore with me. No time to celebrate, ran quickly to the other side of the island, pushed the canoe into the sea, finally escaped alive. From then on, we no longer argued, cooperated in harmony, encouraged each other. Soon left the dangerous island, sailed toward a happy and fulfilling new life.